From the All Indiana Podcast Network.
The All Indiana Podcast Network.
This is the News 8 Daily 8.
Now the latest news.
Kylie Conway has all the news you need to know.
And more.
Please stand by.
Now, here's Wish TV's Kylie Conway.
Hi, this is Kylie Conway, and this is the News 8 Daily 8 for Tuesday, June 23rd. We learned more today about a $2 million PPE program for local nonprofits here in central Indiana. It's called the PPE Restart Initiative, and it's part of Mayor Hogsett's broader coronavirus relief efforts. The mayor, United Way CEO and President Ann Mertlow, and City County President Bob Osley announced that grants of up to $5,000 will be available to any 501c3 nonprofit in Marion County. It is on a first-come, first-served basis. The grants are for reimbursing PPE purchases because of the pandemic. The program will be managed by the United Way of Central Indiana. All nonprofits can apply at nonprofitrestart.com. The Indiana State Department of Health announced 331 new COVID-19 cases and 14 additional deaths today. In total now, there are 42,871 COVID-19 cases and 2,377 deaths related to the virus in Indiana. According to the department, there have been 426,376 tests administered in the state. Officials in Indiana are not yet providing information on recoveries. Dr. Box has said that information will be available as soon as medical codes are created. That will offer COVID-19 recovery information, which the state doesn't currently have. According to the Center for Systems Science and Engineering at Johns Hopkins University, here are some big numbers for you. There have been more than 9,131,000 confirmed cases worldwide, with more than 4,557,000 recoveries and more than 472,000 deaths. The government's top infectious disease expert says he is cautiously optimistic that there will be a COVID-19 vaccine by the end of the year or maybe early 2021, but warns that the next few weeks will be critical to tamping down coronavirus hotspots around the country. Dr. Anthony Fauci and other top health officials also told lawmakers today that they've not been asked to slow down testing for the coronavirus. This is an issue that became controversial after President Donald Trump said last weekend that he had asked them to do just that because it was uncovering too many infections. And Trump said that he was not kidding when he said that. A Senate showdown is set for tomorrow's procedural vote over police reform legislation. Democrats on Capitol Hill are signaling they are prepared to block the GOP bill and demand negotiations on a more bipartisan package. The Republicans need 7 Democrats to join them in order to open debate on the proposal. Many Democrats say they cannot support advancing the bill without an agreement from Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell. They want McConnell to agree to amendment votes on the proposal on the floor. McConnell has said there will be an open process on the floor. He has not said the exact amendments that would be considered. Jimmy Kimmel apologized today for his 1990s blackface impressions of NBA player Karl Malone and some other black celebrities, but said his delay in addressing the subject came in part to avoid handing a victory to his foes. In his words, he says, "I apologize to those who were genuinely hurt or offended by the makeup I wore or the words I spoke. It's part of the entertainment world's continuing reckoning triggered by the protests against police treatment of black Americans." Yesterday, 4 episodes of the comedy 30 Rock were pulled from circulation because they featured characters performing in blackface. Kimmel's impersonation of Malone, which he started on radio and then brought to television on Comedy Central, was frequently criticized by Fox News Channel's Sean Hannity, among others. Kimmel said he had long been reluctant to address the subject as, quote, "I knew doing so would be celebrated as a victory by those who equate apologies with weakness and cheer for leaders who use prejudice to divide us. That delay was a mistake." 30 Rock aired on NBC from 2006 to 2013, but episodes are still being shown in television syndication and on streaming services like Hulu, Amazon Prime, iTunes, and Peacock. Show creator Tina Fey, who also starred as Liz Lemon in the series about the backstage world of a TV show, said in a note to distributors that, quote, "I understand now that intent is not a free pass for white people to use these images. I apologize for the pain they have caused. Going forward, no comedy-loving kid really needs to stumble on these tropes and be stung by their ugliness." Now, other examples of how the Black Lives Matter protests have impacted the entertainment world include cancellation of the long-running TV show Cops and temporary removal of Gone with the Wind from the HBO Max service. 2 of the 4 eliminated 30 Rock episodes originally aired in 2010, with the others first shown in 2008 and 2012. They include the East Coast version of an episode first shown live. Series regular Jane Krakowski and guest star John Hamm appeared in blackface. The 2012 episode with him also included Tonight Show host Jimmy Fallon as a guest. Fallon, who did not appear in such makeup on 30 Rock, apologized last month after online circulation of an earlier Saturday Night Live skit where he wore blackface to impersonate Chris Rock. Rayshard Brooks was remembered at his funeral today as a smiling, off-dancing, hard-working father brought down by a racist legal system of imprisonment, probation, and police violence. Brooks was laid to rest at a private funeral service in Atlanta at historic Ebenezer Baptist Church. That's where the Reverend Martin Luther King Jr. served as a co-pastor from 1960 until his assassination in 1968. The funeral comes more than a week after the 27-year-old father was shot and killed by an Atlanta police officer after he fought with police and tried to flee during an attempted arrest. The shooting, amid nationwide protests against systemic racism and police brutality, has led to the resignation of the police chief and criminal charges against the officer who killed him and another officer on scene. King's doctor, the Reverend Bernice A. King, also spoke at Brooks' funeral. Sales of new homes rose a surprisingly strong 16.6% in May, suggesting that the reopening of major parts of the country were giving a boost to the housing market. The Commerce Department reported today that sales of new single-family homes rose to a seasonally adjusted annual rate of 676,000 last month. That was a much better performance than expected. Many economists had forecast that sales would fall in May. And this report on new home sales followed yesterday's report that sales of existing homes plunged 9.7% in May to an annual rate of 3.91 million. That's the slowest pace in nearly a decade. This has been your News 8 Daily 8 for Wish TV. I'm Kylie Conway, online at wishtv.com, and follow us on Facebook when you search Wish TV.
Check out more podcasts from the All Indiana Podcast Network now at allindianapodcastnetwork.com.
allindianapodcastnetwork.com.